Hello and welcome to a new plugin guru video. My name is John Skippy Limcool. This is an advanced rhythm programming video. I'm going to show you how you can use sine waves and other things. This is actually in conjunction with the BeatBreakers library of drum loops that I've released for Stylus RMX. This is 25 bonus multis that are free. They come with the library if you buy it right now, but they're free to download from the Facebook page, as well as I just released 45 free patches for the Contact 5 version of Mega Magic Bells Wins. Some really cool bonus patches so that it's got some kind of unique patches besides the core library. Links to both of those are found on my Facebook page. So facebook.com/pluginguru, you'll find me. Like the page and you will see how to download these multis if you own this library. If you don't own the BeatBreakers library, now's the time to get it because it comes with these. The idea behind these multis is the most powerful level of Stylus RMX, and a lot of people don't know that much about the whole idea. I've done 4 videos. I'm sure most of you have watched it, so I explain it. Multis is freezing all 8 slots with up to 8 different grooves with everything parameter-wise for each of those 8 grooves that you might set up with the different tools, all saved to be recalled. So this groove right here, this is the first of the 25. This is at 96 beats per minute. It's using this. That's one of the loops from the BeatBreakers library. I chopped up some things that are not just drums. In the groove. It's nice that that little part was in tune. See how the components? This part here I actually filtered. It had all that, but I don't want that. That would muddy the mix, right? So you use the high pass filtering to get it to just be the ear candy part. And then I took this and I transposed it down an octave. And then I made it shorter so it's not that. I just wanted to hit the octaves a little bit to make it a little bit thicker mix. Okay, and then inside of Stylus, there's sine wave test. There's these test tones, and you can tune those to anything and use those as bass drones for all sorts of. So this using these 5 parts to make this one groove, and when I go over here and I choose the next groove, it's going to reset all of this to be something completely different. So it's very, very powerful to have these multis. The other reason it's really powerful to have these multis is in your sequencer, you can set up, and I have a track here set up where I have, check this out, I have just 4 parts, but I've assigned to the same instrument but different MIDI channels, each of the 4 parts, so that I can play That's MIDI channel 1. MIDI channel 2 is the drum groove. You can make any groove you want with each of these. This is the... And then the thing to notice with something like this is the first couple are really bright. And then it kind of settles. So you can play with... Use those brighter ones for the accents for different parts that you want. And then 4 was the test tone. And to make this have a pulse, all you have to do, that's part 5, is you use, let's see, part 4. I assign the amp, LFO, then I choose how much I want it to be, assigned to a pulsing quarter note. Or I think it's 8th note. Feels like an 8th note. Yeah, 8th note. And so you have those parts when you hit play. Let's see, let's mute this really quick. If you hit host sync, now when I hit play in my sequencer, it'll play that and it'll stop it. If I turn off host sync, you can resequence, and I've sequenced up just for fun your own grooves. You don't have to use That's really cool. And that works slower and faster. The other process that you can do, that there's a couple other tricks to this. I'm going to show you this one. I'm not going to show this to all 25 because it would take, light years. But I want to show you some of these cool tricks. These are some of the advanced things to get the most out of Stylus RMX because it's so powerful inside of here. The next way to use this is to go over to the this page and go to each part one. This requires you to have the multiple audio DAW, your tracks on different MIDI channels, so that you can drag one and say no, don't want to import tempo. Go to 2, import. I should turn off that preference so it doesn't ask that question in Logic, but I don't feel like doing that right now. I'm just going to import over 3. So here's 3, so I can hit play. And the advantage to this is now you can do this, where you have these guys over here and have these guys start later. And maybe you just have this one here and then use the scissors. And here's a cool trick. I don't know if you know this, but if you use the scissors tool, zoom in, that's too zoomed in. But if I hold down Option when I click, it will divide it. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to say this one and this. And this one, and wait, am I still my scissors tool? Go to pointer tool, so I can delete. So now you can do a mix. By dragging the MIDI files, you can arrange it any way you want, so that it will start, do this part, do that part. The final trick, the other way to use this, that I've used quite a bit when I use Stylus for songwriting. Turn on Host MIDI Sync. You go to this page and you go to your sequencer and you set it to latch. So this way I can hit play. Let's say I want to have solo for this first. Now I'd want to go in afterwards and look at that stuff to clean it up, but when I go back and play it, put to read, it recorded my soloing and muting of the channels. Okay? So you can use that as a method of just quickly getting an idea for a song out, having it be varied. So when I show you these grooves, I'll show you some of the elements as they happen to be, because all of these have 4 or 5 parts. So you can get ideas by thinking about this. Think about how you can use these separate elements at different times in your songs to build up full, mature songs instead of just a boring groove that repeats forever and ever until you want to throw up. Do more than that. You can do more than that. See? Okay, so let's go. So I'm going to go up here to, I get all fired up when I talk about how lazy people are these days. Delete all track automation. 2, 3. We're just going to be on MIDI channel 1. Turn off host sync. Okay, so you got the idea. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the 25 so you can get the idea of what to do with them. So let's say you've heard that one. Here's the next one. This is Saucy Hip Funk. Okay. Nothing thrilling, but very usable. This one's fun. This is 96 beats per minute, and we're at 96, so let's have some fun stuff going on. So this, downbeats are soloed, backbeats are soloed. If I turn these off, you have everything. But I soloed each of these 2 components, and it strips the groove down just to the bass elements. This has chaos on it. Doing some cool time changing. Part 3. And I actually tuned a couple of those to the right pitch for the melody. It's also going through a delay that's set to be really darkly filtered with resonance. Just to sit in the background there, see? And then this is from the library from Stylus RMX, just a shaker. So you have those components to play with. It's very fun. Here's a Dino Jazz. See cavemen out there getting down. What's for dinner? Get down. Okay, so, here's the dinos. Here's Breezing in Bali. We're at 105 beats per minute. These are just target tempos to give you an idea about where it's supposed to be. So, all the chill. One of the sounds has a long reverb on it. Filtered. This is also, now it's really important to notice, the reason this mix sounds good and really solid, only one of these tracks has the low end allowed to go to the low end. This one right here. That's my bass. That's the one that's going to go to the bottom. This guy here, I've high pass filtered him to get rid of the bass. This one's severely high pass filtered, part 3. To just get enough of it to get the snare drum and some of the noise and those elements that I wanted, but no low end. So that way there's only one thing. Anytime you use more than one kick part, you start getting into trouble with who's fighting for the low end, because then you add the bass and it becomes mush. So one of the production tricks to remember is make sure that it's like a baseball team. Who's on second base? Who's the pitcher? Who's the catcher? There's only one catcher. So when you have 5 guys standing at the catcher's plate at home base, trying to catch the ball at the same time, it's a mess. Same with music. Only one catcher, only one drum part gets to go down to the low spectrum of low frequency. So, food for thought. High on jazz fusion. Makes me want to jam, man. I'm into fusion. I've always loved fusion since a little kid. Listen to Chick Corea, Jeff Lorber Fusion Band. Listen to Brand X. Get some of that into your system, man. It's really cool music. And again, there's one thing doing the low end. Jamming in the Sahara. Shaker. Now, if I wanted, I could have done even more with this. I could have panned these guys to different places. Okay, so play with it, study, have fun. Here's Vacation. Here is Metro in Love. Now this is the breakdown. This is one of these where I made, there's a breakdown in the groove. So here's the breakdown. See how these parts have the volumes down? Okay, then here's the groove where everything comes in. And again, just mute these two first parts. Get down. Okay. New jazz to jam with. I love that the jazz groove, that loop I did. So I used it in a couple different ways. Headstrong. I let this do the punch, but this is the bottom. So they work together to make a bigger punch, right? Makes for a clean rhythm. When you can do it that way, you get really clean because you don't have a whole bunch of stuff fighting for the low end. Walk on the power. Okay, beautiful tech dam. Oh, A flat, beautiful tech jam. So it's in the key of A flat, so you can. Here's one where I took those big snares and they're going through tons reverb and EQ, make it really stand out. Be a nice shining part of the groove. Okay. Fritz, being Fritz. We're getting into our techno land. Yeah, my name's Fritz. I play Pokemon Go 48 hours a day. I'm level 45. Sorry. I do play Pokemon. Level 16. Don't mess with me. Bugs in my breakfast. More fun with chaos. Here's the crazy one. And you'll notice only one's going crazy, not everything. Because that way it keeps it focused. So there's something that's doing the ear candy part. If these were all doing chaos, it would sound like crap. But because everybody else is solid and they're jamming, this guy over in the corner's on acid just doing his own thing, it's cool. So think of it that way as another production approach to take with what you're doing. So there's one of the grooves in the tonal, there's these chords. All these are chord things. And this particular one, I shortened it. Normally it's a... I also EQ'd this a lot to get, I want to give it brightness and then its own space so it would fit in the mix right. Okay, so all sorts of fun stuff in here. Driving into battle. I wanted to use this somewhere, so take that out and you got a cool groove. 125, direct deposit hop. I love Messy Max. And then I found a kick from the library that just gave it a nice sub to support and like really hit the bottom nicely. Everybody else isn't quite hitting the bottom. So I let that do that. Dressed up E-Jam. So playing the key of E, have fun. I was jamming on this for hours, man, a couple days ago when I did this. I just want to jam, but I can't. Techno in the oxygen tint. Yes, we have fun with names, don't we? Let's see, 126. This one's fun. Wait till you imagine a whole bunch of people in this oxygen tint, you know. Just getting down. And the trick to this is I did like a sidechain effect with a reverse pulse. Without it, but it turns out the way that Stylus RMX works, this volume amp is after all the effects. So I have huge reverb. I could have it just reverb. All this stuff is where I want. That volume LFO is after this, which surprised me. I didn't realize that was the case. So they're all following the shape of that LFO for the sidechain effect, which is cool. I didn't know that before. Now I know. Now I'm sharing it with you. Now you know. Okay? Trench your A major off. And again, there's at the top, but mute it. And you got a crazy groove. Okay. Now we get into dub land. I worked really hard to figure out how to get some dubstep stuff by taking things to half speed. And here we go. You could actually take this, make it quarter notes. Different ideas to take, but I worked really hard. That kick is going through some serious downbeats. Here's without the compressor. That's without it. See, the compressor puts an envelope on it and forces it to be matched to that envelope, but the threshold and the attack say, but I'm going to let a certain amount through with the attack. That's how you get snappy attack transients and so forth. So by using the combination, I was able to get that kick drum to be louder and snappier. And I used EQ in front of it to put more meat on the bone that the compressor is going to chop into. So the compressor had more to work with. So the end result. And my dog. Here's another dub. Now the low is so deep, you'd have to play around with this. Or I'd take this out. Now you could have a big bass part just sitting in there. Or the dog. Here's reduction. And if you want it, I think I left this fairly flat. Yeah. You could go in here, add a 7-band. Get it to be shaped a little bit more in your face. Okay. What else we got? We're almost done. I think that's it. That was it. Reduction was the last one. Okay, so there's 25 multis in a number of different style genres with the components for you to pull apart, study, solo it, look at what's happening, whether it's being filtered, whether I'm using the insert effects, whether there's master effects. Most of them have master effects, but not all of them. But they're free. So free support. So I wanted to get these to you guys. So thank you for supporting and hope you enjoy this video, and I'll see you later. Bye.